glad you got it in. Yeah. I know, we can talk about it for next month, sure. Every next day? No, I don't think so. Yeah. Are you muted?
I am. Check, check. Oh, there it is.
Now I can. Yes. You're good.
שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לה 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 לה, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יאללה לה 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 לה, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. יאללה לה 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 לה, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. יאללה לה 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 לה, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד. Shabbat Shalom, Rabbi
Shabbat
Dusty.
Shalom, Cantor David, and all of you. I'm going to invite Christina to say a few words on behalf of our board of directors before I say anything at all.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Good to see you all. I just wanted to extend a welcome. It's great to see familiar faces. If any of you are new, please join us after for the Oneg. If I don't know you, please come and say hi, introduce yourself. One thing I wanted to remind you is we have lots of things coming up that are all in your Thursday newsletter. So if you aren't getting those in your emails, please let the office know. Beth will put you on our mailing list. But other than that, it's great to see the dynamic duo tonight. So I'll leave it to them.
We'll take it.
Shabbat shalom.
We'll take dynamic duo. Thanks, Christina. So for those of you who may or may not know me, I'm Rabbi Dusty. I'm one of the rabbis here, and I can't imagine anyone not knowing Cantor David Serkenpool. But in case you haven't yet met Cantor David Serkenpool, or Cantor Emeritus, and my Cantor growing up, so he will always, his first name Cantor, last name anything else that is his actual name, has always been true. It's a really, 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 really wonderful treat to get to pilot a somewhat new concept. It's not new. It's old on purpose. The idea is as follows. You all like some tunes. You like the ones you know. They all are from, generally, a particular era. We're going to just once a month do those. We're not going to do new things. We're not going to stretch you. We're just going to sing the tunes you know. And you'll tell us after this service if these are not the right tunes. And we'll either listen or not, but you'll tell us, and then we'll have a sense. And if you come next month, future months, we're going to try giving people the opportunity a few minutes before the service starts to get to choose some of the options for which tune or melody we might use. So if you get here early, not next month, but in January and moving forward, you may get to help choose your own adventure around how this service sounds. with no further ado, I want to mention one other thing before I invite our Bar Mitzvah family to join us on the Bima. As Sally reminded me tonight, it is the 25th anniversary of the yahrzeit of Rabbi Alexander Schindler, who was the president of the Union for Reform Judaism for many, many, many years. And incredibly, incredibly inspirational figure, made really shaped a lot of what I think Reform Judaism looks like today. And what I am most grateful to him for is that in 1944, he had spent many years before that, but he pioneered a resolution that changed Jewish law in the Reform movement and introduced the concept of patrilineal descent, which meant that if you had one Jewish parent and you were raised in a Jewish home, you were considered Jewish. I came along in 1986, and the reason that I'm here today and that I count as a Jewish person in any part of the wider Jewish world is largely thanks to Rabbi Alexander Schindler and the work that he did to help expand what Judaism can be and can mean for people in the world. So I thought it was important to mention that as we enter into our evening together, because I think we're always living on the legacies of the people who've helped give us the opportunity to be where we are. His daughter happened to be the rabbi who immediately preceded me in the last congregation that I was in as well. So I got to work with Rabbi Judy Schindler a little bit.
1985, Joe Schuster and Arlene Schuster and I sat. Am I on the microphone?
Nope.
How's that? Better?
Yep.
1985, we sat and listened to Rabbi Schindler's drash that year for the biennial. Mm-hmm. And I was part of a group that asked him to, he asked us, there were about 10 of us, they asked us to help him with a portion of it. When you say thanks to him, he also called out in 1985 and it said to not discriminate to the LGBTQ community, and straight out, and everything changed from that moment on.
Yeah.
From that moment on. So he was responsible for pushing through major change. And by the way, on most of those things, the conservative movement followed. Mm-hmm. It took a little longer, but they followed. So you had really 2/3 of the major movements, but he started it.
So if you can dedicate a service to someone, which we don't often do, we dedicate study to people. We don't as always dedicate services, but we'll offer this service in honor and memory and gratitude to Rabbi Alexander Schindler. And with that, see, I bought you like a little time. All right, I'm going to invite Darshana and their family to join us on the Bima. We'll have you light our candles, and then we'll offer the blessing together. Okay. I'm gonna light some. Oh, they say like matches? Yeah.
Aren't you glad it's not canned music?
They really took it to the edge, too. I mean, that was a match all the way used. Artie, you can do one, too, if you want. Okay.
I'm really glad that you're not an expert at lighting things.
This isn't what Darshana spent a lot of time preparing for, to be fair, for their Bar Mitzvah. There we go. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech
mitzvotav v'tzivanu
lehadlik ner shel Shabbat. And before we offer the words of Kiddush, as is our custom when I remember, I would love to invite anyone who has a simcha, something joyous that they're celebrating from this week that you'd like to share. It can be big and classic, like a birthday or anniversary. It can be a small achievement, like, for example, taking both of your children who are very small all the way to Bainbridge Island and back and keeping everyone alive. Anyone else have any simchas to share? Yes.
It is my son's 21st birthday.
Yay. Ah. Happy birthday, dear son.
Glad he made it through.
Yeah. Grace Elizabeth. Grace Elizabeth got a new
Mazel
job. Mazel tov indeed.
Celebrate our
53rd wedding anniversary next week. Woo. Uh-huh. An Antioch University grad. Amazing.
My daughter celebrated her 42nd birthday.
Yay, happy
This week.
birthday.
Cheesecake at the Cheesecake Factory. It's
A
good
great place
go.
to celebrate. All right. And the biggest accomplishment of all has already happened, and you just do all the things that you've prepared well to do already tomorrow morning. We're so excited to celebrate with you. It's going to be a really, really, really beautiful morning. I invite you to hold that Kiddush cup. It is full of a great vintage of grape juice. And we will offer the words of Kiddush together. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu b'shabbat kodsho Be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lema'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila lemikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziat mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta Ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim Ve'shabbat kodshecha be'ahava uvratzon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. L'chaim. Yes.
versions in my head.
We're doing different pieces of different versions. Beautiful. And all you had to do was drink the juice, so you accomplished your mission. All right, we will see Darshana again partway through the service, but for the moment, you are welcome to take a seat. We'll continue on page 20. If you don't have a prayer book out yet, they should be in the seat in front of you. And if there are none in front of you, there are some out in the hall. We're on page 20. We're going to offer the words together of L'Chadodi, welcoming in the Shabbat bride, starting to get ourselves into the Shabbat feeling, as the toddlers say. likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmianu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad, Ushemo echad, L'shemo tiferet belitchila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki hi makor habracha, merosh mikadem nesucha, sof ma'aseh b'machshavat chila. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Verse 5. Hitoreri, kiva orech, kumi uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. We rise and face the door and pretend that we are actually seeing the Shabbat bride. Welcome in. Boi v'shavu ateret bala, gam b'simcha u'b'tzola, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi likrat kala, pnei Shabbat nekabela. You may be seated. Cantor, make sure that your microphone is on. I don't know if it is.
Now it is.
Now it is. Mm-hmm. I think they want to hear you more than they want to hear me.
But I heard you great.
That's what I'm saying. We need to make sure we can hear you too. So we've welcomed in the Shabbat bride. We have begun to bring in the light of the candles and transition from whatever this week has been for you into Shabbat. And now we offer the angels an opportunity to come and say hello, to bless us and give us an opportunity to bless them and then send them on their way. On page 24, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Melech Malachei Hamlach, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruchunim leshalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech malchei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitchem leshalom, malachei hashalom, malachei elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlach HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
turn to page 28 and take a deep breath in and let it out. As my teacher, Rabbi Richard Levy, taught, the Baruch Hu is kind of like when the umpire says, play ball. So it's nice to remember and to remind ourselves that this is the moment, if we haven't yet arrived, to like take that breath and arrive, to offer the words of the prayers that we'll pray tonight. I'll invite us to rise for Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. Yai dai 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 dai. Yai dai 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 dai.
You may be seated. We'll pray together on the top of page 31. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim.
Ahavat olam bet Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta, otanu limadeta. Al ken Adonai Eloheinu b'shokbenu, kumenu nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, u'b'mitzvotecha le'olam va'ed, ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yameinu, uvahem nege yomam v'layla, nege yomam v'layla. Ve'ahavatcha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael.
Invite Darshana to join me on the bima to lead us in the words of Shema and Ve'ahavta. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Va'ed. את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם אלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Well, can I leave? Yes. I mean, not forever, but from the bima for this moment, you may. Continue on page 40 with Micha Mocha, a reminder of freedom. I like to remind myself, and thus say out loud frequently, that we remind ourselves of freedom frequently because we're always moving towards freedom and in some ways never quite there ever. And that's why this prayer exists in every service, not just during Shabbat.
מי כמוך בערים אדוני, מי כמוך נהדר בקודש, נורא תהילות עושה פלא, נורא תהילות עושה פלא. מלכותך ראו בניך בוקי הים לפני משה ומרים, זה לי ענו ואמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני יעקב גלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל.
On page 42, we find the words of Hashkivenu. Tonight we'll pray the words at the bottom of the page, the Hatima. Yeah.
Baruch atah Adonai hapore sukat shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Now you've heard it. Baruch atah Adonai hapore sukat shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. ועל ירושלים ועל כל עמו, ועל ירושלים שלום, ועל ירושלים ועל כל עמו, ועל ירושלים שלום. Baruch Baruch atah Adonai haborei sukkah. Shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael.
The word that's not in here, right? At the very, very end, right? V'al Yerushalayim, v'al kol amo. That's the part that we don't see in the text. And then v'al Yerushalayim, shalom, is also, the words are all over. Those two words are all over our prayer book, but they're not there specifically. You have to know they're coming in this particular melody. And it struck me as we were offering this prayer that I used to think that when we prayed for shalom, we were praying for a very particular kind of peace that came from a lack of war, and it was an outer shalom, a shalom of lots of people who don't get along getting along. And I've come to think about shalom also internally as like all the parts of us that are at war sometimes, or might feel like it. Coming to a peace and a wholeness. And that root of shalom, that is shalem, which means wholeness, helps now inform how I feel and think about what peace means and looks like. And I think there's something really beautiful about praying for peace and wholeness and protection in a moment of transition. And night, moving into nighttime, is that moment of transition. So to hold that prayer for wholeness as we transition into and then sink into, in a way, Shabbat, feels appropriate. Speaking of Shabbat, on the very next page, page 44, we find the words in the Torah that say, we must honor and remember and celebrate and keep Shabbat. And they have become one of my favorite prayers to pray on Shabbat.
So this is written by Moshe Rothblum, Leon?
Nope.
No. Let's see. I keep taking the wrong button.
Just leave it on. We don't mind hearing you.
There we go. Now I'm on?
Now you're on.
There we go. So Moshe Rothblum was a very well-known rabbi, but he was my music teacher when I was a little boy. He actually played accordion. And he wrote this song. As a rabbi, he could have been one of those rabbis that could have been rabbi or cantor. I've told a lot of people, became rabbis, if you're a rabbi and you can play an instrument, that's a good thing. He's a really musical rabbi. But he wrote this song for his child who died of a very early disease when I think he was maybe only lived to 4 or 5 years old, where he becomes very old very quickly. And he wrote this for him as a lullaby. So I'm going to sing it the way he taught it to me many, many years ago. You know the melody very well. But most people don't sing it this way because the summer camps change it. V'shameru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורות הברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורות הברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם אותי לעולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש Shabbat vayinava. Shameru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We rise for the Amidah, page 46.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi yagid tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei Avoteinu v'Imoteinu,
Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak,
v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, V'Koneh HaKol, V'Zocher Hasdei Avot v'Imahot, U'Mevii Gula Livnei Bneihem, L'ma'an Shemo be'ahava. Melech Ozer Moshia U'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'ezrat Sarah. Atah Gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh hakol atah Rav le'Hoshia, Mashiv haruach u'morid ha'Hashem, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechayeh hakol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofech olim, U'matir asurim, U'mekayeh emunato lishenei afar. Micha mocha ba'al gevurot u'mido melach, melech memid u'mechayeh u'matzmiach Yeshua, v'ne'eman atah lehachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kadoshim b'chol yom yahalucha selah. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated. Continue on the top of page 55. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. Join together. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat. On the top of page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more, we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, Hatov Shimcha Ulecha Na'eh Lehodot.
Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata melech hador השלום, כי אתה הוא מלך הדור. לכל השלום, שלום רב, על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב, על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם.
Baruch atah Adonai hamavarech et amo Yisrael b'shalom. We take the next few minutes for any prayers you may have to offer on your own. You can use the words on the page, words in your heart. Close your eyes and just feel your feet on the floor, whatever is going to be most meaningful for you.
עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל יושבי תבל, אמן. עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. ועל כל יושבי תבל, amen.
On page 253, we offer a prayer for healing. And as always, we'll begin tonight with a list of the names of folks we are thinking of in our community. Some names we become very familiar with that remain on this list for a very long time, and some who come and go more quickly as they recover. Because one of the things that becomes more and more clear as you live more and more life is that illness and hurt and pain are not always visible. The road is never linear, and things never take the time that they're supposed to. Sometimes surprisingly less, often surprisingly more. So I'll offer the names of the folks that we know we're thinking of, and then if there are additional names you'd like to share, I'll give us a chance to add those names so we can offer our blessing for healing together for all of those names. So today we're thinking of Jacqueline Tara Smith, Deborah Rose, Eileen Kreisman, Ronnie Haber, Ellen Gottlieb, Vanessa Bianco, Paul McCready, Glenn Letts, Carl Wilhite, Cindy Balin, Patty Newby, Joe Giordano, Ron Louie, Marion Laird, Sheldon Robert, Lisa Bush, Patricia Barber, Kyle Asadorian, Paul Norris, Stephen Thrasher, Laura Halper, Bob Cook, Jason Getler, Nina Schechter, Amanda Young, Wyatt Curcio-Launer, Tom Anderson, Mary Wilhite, Stephen Schuckman, Jennifer Stock, Martin Goldstein, Molly Launer, Michael Fagan, and Lee Higashi. If there are additional names, offer those now. Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habracha leimotenu. May the source of strength, who blessed the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habracha avotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Becoming an adult is hard. One day you're doing great. The next day you're still a child. Gia finds herself in this exact scenario on the evening of her 21st birthday. This is the tagline of a Pixar short film called 20-something. The main character, Gia, shows up to the club for the first time. She's entering this new stage of her life. She wants to be excited, but she's actually deeply overwhelmed. The music is loud. She doesn't know what to order at the bar, and it looks like everyone else knows what they're doing. She gets scared and runs to the bathroom, at which point we learn that we have a 3 babies in a trench coat situation here. Under her oversized jacket, 10-year-old Gia perches on baby Gia, who is in turn balancing precariously on top of 16-year-old Gia. They're all Gia at very different moments in time. And all 3 Gias are simultaneously freaking out. Baby Gia just wants a snack. 16-year-old Gia is so embarrassed. And 10-year-old Gia keeps trying to give her other selves pep talks that they don't want to hear. If you haven't watched this short film, it is literally 4 minutes long. And if you have a Disney Plus, whatever, or can borrow someone else's, you can watch it easily. I thought immediately of Gia and her predicament as I was looking at this week's Torah portion. The very, very first line of Chaye Sarah reads, Vayehiyu chaye Sarah 100 shana ve'esrim shana ve'sheva shanim. Colloquially, this text translates pretty simply. Sarah's lifespan was 127 years. Okay. But as you can hear from the Hebrew, there's a repetition of the word shana, year. So after each of the numbers 3 parts, Sarah's lifespan was 100 years and 20 years and 7 years. Different commentators have a variety of different ideas about why this repetition exists. Rashi says that it was written this way to say that Sarah was the same throughout her entire life. At 100, she was as beautiful as she was when she was 20. At 20, she was as beautiful as she was when she was 7. Nachmanides, who tends to disagree with Rashi, disagreed with Rashi and said, no, it's not that it was highlighting how similar Sarah was throughout her entire life. It's in fact to acknowledge how different she was at different points in her life. And Abarbanel offers a third interpretation that Sarah was physically youthful until 100 when she gave birth, spent the next 20 years, I'm quoting, older but active, and then spent the last 7 years of her life in extreme old age. When I read the Hebrew, I thought immediately of Gia and her trench coat, right? This 120 and 7. And the way in which I think the message of this really, really, really short film, to a certain extent, is that we are all each of us. I think this is the Torah portion's message too. We are all each of us babies in trench coats. And even if we aren't, we sure feel like it sometimes. If you've ever walked into a room and thought everybody else knew what they were doing and you had no clue, and you were pretty sure everyone could tell that you were the only person who didn't know what was going on or how to behave properly in the situation, or if a different age version of yourself showed up unexpected, without being asked or invited, and what came out of your mouth was not what the you now knows you would and could do, because something else came out instead. And it made me wonder about how we all feel about age, our ages. And so here's my question to you. Do you feel your age? How so or not so? And if you could split your age into 3 stages or 3 ages, how would you split your age? I'm going to invite you to turn to somebody near you, either someone you came with, or if you don't want to, somebody that you didn't come with, and talk amongst yourselves for a moment. See if you can come up with your age split.
special music for that.
I was thinking about the, I didn't think about it until, hold on. I didn't think about it until too late, but I was thinking about the old children dreams and the youth shall see visions, like Debbie Friedman's, but
Yeah, that's a little less, yeah.
it's not something to tell you 2 minutes beforehand. All right, everyone. If you had to split your age into 3 stages, how would you do it? Did anybody have 3 particular ages they would choose? Like if you came to the end of your life and the Torah that was written about you said, and Dusty was 39 and 3 and 1.5 or whatever. Those are not the ages that I would choose. But did anyone come up with kind of how you'd break down some of the ages and stages of your life? No, is the answer. Karen?
At 80, apparently, that's when stuff starts to go really wrong.
Oh. Okay, at 80 is when things start to go wrong. All right. I think it's so interesting. I talked to 3 or 4 people, and each person that I talked to said, how do you break down this? I haven't lived that long yet. How do you break down this many years? And I think that's part of what I've been thinking about a lot in relation to this. I'm not sure any of us feel our age, even when we do feel our age, if that makes sense. I think you can rationally, cognitively know how many years you've lived, and sometimes you do very much feel like that, whatever that means, but I constantly feel the same as I did at moments that happened many years ago, and yet I know that I'm not technically. Nikki had half opened her mouth, so I'm gonna see if she wants to chime in. No? Okay. It's an. Mm-hmm.
Your life experiences, so I'm comfortable always at the age that I'm at. And, I had cancer 21 years ago. And so I'm always happy to get older. And ever since then. And so people would say, I don't want to tell you my age to get older. So, yeah, to me, I don't want to go back to their ages. I'm always happy where I'm at.
So, and for the folks on the internet, Nikki shared that she's always happy with the age she is and happy to get older and be getting older, and not one of those people who's going to not want to share her age or be upset about it, because in part it sounds like because when you have cancer, which she did 21 years ago, it gives you a different perspective on what it means to get older, which I think is true. Yeah.
Yeah, one thing is when you get older, you can teach the young generations what the life was like back when you were young.
Yes. Back before the internet. Yeah.
When I was 15 years old,
Mm-hmm.
I thought somebody who was 45 or 50 was old.
Uh-huh.
What were they doing?
Yep.
Now I'm 80.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think of myself the same way I was at 20.
Yes. Uh-huh.
My mind was still there. My body can't do some of the things I could do then.
Mm-hmm.
But mentally, I think I'm still able to do things that I can't do.
Yes. So for folks on the internet, summarizing, sometimes when you're young, you think 15, perhaps, you think 45 is old, and then you might grow to be 80 and think, well, that's not really that old. I'm fine. I can still do the things that I could do earlier. And sometimes your body reminds you that, in fact, you have aged extra years. And sometimes your body allows you to do many of the same things that you have done. Sally?
I agree with you because my brain said, you can do this, and my body says, I don't think so.
Sally says, my brain said you can do this, and my body said, I don't think so. So I am about to turn 40. I will turn 40 in February. And I have two close friends that I'm still close with, that I was close with in middle school, that are older than me. And by that I mean their birthdays are in November and December. And when I was 12, that was light years. I was like, they are so much older and more mature than me. And it was only this year, literally this year, 3 days ago, as I was helping plan my friend's 40th birthday party, that I sat there and I realized we are less than 2 months apart. And I've always thought of her as just light years ahead of me in age and maturity. And that reminded me, and I'll close with this, of a time when I was doing an Ask the Rabbi series with a number of second graders. And the second graders asked how old I was. And I said, how old do you think I am? Which I love asking. And one second grader looked at me very seriously and said, 26. That was one answer. It was not correct. And then another said, I think she's about 60. And that was the range. I am somewhere between 26 and 60. And so much of how old you feel and how old you seem to others has to do with not you yourself, but with what you are seeing around you or what they have to compare to. And I kind of love the idea of being 26 and 60 at the same time in the eyes of different people, and to be seen as young by some people and to be seen as old by other people, because there's beautiful things about being both young and being old. And so if Sarah was 127 in her little trench coat of a, I don't know, ancient Near East outfit, living this whole full life, I think what ultimately matters, and the beauty of that sentence, is that there's something amazing about how it acknowledges how much life a person can live in their life. And if you think about Sarah's story and all of the different moments that she encounters, both positive and challenging, she's not a perfect person and she has to endure quite a bit. It gives you a really beautiful image of what a lifespan can be. And I think that's the thing to strive for and to be excited about, is the continuation and just to get as much lifespan as we possibly can in the life that we have. I'm going to continue with...
Yeah, but the
Oh.
forgetting is.
Wait, is it on?
Rabbi Dusty at
It is.
13 was really an old soul already at 13.
I've always been 60 at heart. Yeah.
Not an old person, but an old soul. From way back.
Amichai says that souls are professional and bodies are amateurs.
And we're watching her get younger as she, in
Oh.
front of us.
Okay, I'll take it.
Go for it.
We're continuing on page 583 at the top of the page. Is that right? Nope. 283. There's no 500 in this book. I'll invite you to rise for the beginning of Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'teitir l'yotzer b'reshit, shehu sam chelkeinu liyached et shemo, v'god aleinu lamlich malchuto, v'anachnu korim, umishtachavim umodim, lifnei melech, Malchei Hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
At the top of page 287, may we gain wisdom in our lives, overflowing like a river with understanding, love to each of us for the peace we bring to others. May our deeds exceed our speech, and may we never lift up our hand but to conquer fear and doubt and despair. Rise up like the sun, O God, over all humanity. Cause light to go forth over all the lands between the seas, and light up the universe with the joy of wholeness, of freedom, and of peace.
Bayom hahu yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
You may be seated. Of course, when we talk about lifespans, we know that no one lives forever. And that some lifespans are shorter than others. And that all life is honored and honorable. And that how we feel about those who die and leave us behind varies. It varies both year over year, and it varies depending on our relationship. We are remembering today in our community, we're honoring the lives and the memories and the lessons learned and the stories of Melissa Fagan, Rosa Rodriguez, Leonard Martin Schwartz, Diane Berkeley, Getzel Daniilov, Oscar Levinson, Lena Kodish, Saul Rubin, Harold Alexander Weinbaum Jr., Israel Golddiamond, Milton Harold Rudman, Jane Alpert, Ruth Burton, Murray Neer, and Don Bezzo. If there are additional names, please share those now. We rise together as a congregational community for Mourner's Kaddish, page 294. Yit Kadal v'yit Kadash Shemei Rabbah.
Amen.
B'alma divrach cherutei v'yamlich malchutei. B'chayechon uvyomechon. Uvchayei d'chol beit Yisrael. Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'lalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmeid kudusha brichu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'yimru amen.
Amen.
Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya. V'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen.
Amen.
You may be seated. We're going to begin to conclude with Adon Olam. I don't know what page it's on. I think it might be 320. It's 321. I was close.
There you go. So I have to tell you a class with a K story about this Adon Olam.
Oh, no.
This is a surprise. This is, and he's not here with us tonight, but this is the one that your father, if I ever ask, which Adon Olam, this is the one he always asks for. We're talking about the oldies but the goodies, right? So it's like, this is the one my grandfather knew.
Yep.
And my grandfather's grandfather knew. And did it exactly like your father in Ashkenaz. But we'll do it in Sephardi. Adon Olam Asher Malach B'terem Kol Yetzir Nivra Le'et Nasa V'chefzo Kol Azai Melech Shemo Nikra Be'acharei Kichlot HaKol Levado Yimloch Nora Ve'hu Haya Ve'hu Hove Ve'hu Yeh B'ti Last verse, biyado. Biyado avkid ruchi. Be'etishan be'ayira. Ve'im reheshi ve'litachli. Be'lo ha'oz be'ha'misra. Gonna do. This is for all of you, all of us. Yevarecha Adonai v'yishmerecha.
May God bless you and keep you.
Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka.
May you feel God's radiance shine upon you.
Yisa Adonai, Yisa Adonai, panav elecha, v'yasem lecha, v'yasem lach. V'yasem lachem shalom, shalom.
May God be with you always in the quiet, still voices and moments as much as the tumultuous ones. May you find shalom, peace, and shlemut, wholeness.
Amen.
Amen. Ooh. A really pretty challah today. Baruch atah Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'tei avon. Did someone make this? This is really beautiful. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom and mazel tov to
Yay,
our bar mitzvah.
Darshana.
Mr. Rudman, great to see you.